Hey everyone, Techne here with the headset comparison that many have asked for. It's been on my mind as well, and today we're gonna break it down. But before we get into this, can I take a second to shout out the new Techne merch inbound right here? Can we take a look at this stinking hoodie here? Look at this. We got gears inside of the hood. Let's take a look at the back right here. Like, good night. Come on. Come on. I'm over here just touting my own merch. Let me show you more if I get, they're even gonna be in t-shirts. Check this stinking thing out. Like, good stinking night. This is, maybe I just need to put stinking right across. That might complete it, right? Stinking? I don't know. These things are incredibly awesome. Links right down in the description right there. Use code TheTechne and you save 10% off. And you can use that code TheTechne for 10% off anything on there. Not just my line, any of the hoodies or shirts they have on there. And they really focus on like custom keyboards. So you can even send them a picture of your favorite keyboard. If you got a Ducky 1-2 Mini or a Maya Pro, whatever it may be, a custom build, send them a picture of it. Just kind of let them know your theme behind it, and they'll create your own. So you can get a custom one, but I don't think you need anything custom if you got this stinking awesome Techne tee right here. But definitely check them out. Again, links right down in the description. All right, so HyperX Cloud Alpha S is compared to the Logitech Gpro 2019 edition headset here. By the way, just to be clear, this is not the Gpro X. A lot of people just look at this variation here and call it the X. The X version is the one with the blue software. We are not talking about that here. If you saw my other review, I don't think you should waste your money on that extra bit there because it's just a software suite right there. And just spoiler alert, the microphone's just fine on this one. So anyways, let's go on and check them out and compare them. All right, so first off, straight out the box right here, accessories that are included. Starting with the Logitech Gpro over here, you have your USB dongle, your splitter, your detachable microphone, and then your 3.5 cable. Coming over here to the HyperX, of course, headset, you have 3.5, then you have your inline controls with USB port, you have your detachable microphone, some replacement ear cushions, and then a travel bag. All right, so right there, straight out the box, just accessories alone, there were some differences. We're gonna talk all about those as far as attaching it to different devices and use them and everything, but you all know where we have to start. We gotta start with that comfort right here, because no matter how great either of them are, if they're not cozy, we gotta take them right off. So as far as comfort, number one, the HyperX, the Alpha S, they come with two sets of ear cushions here. Your basic pleather inside and out here, very plush, very soft and cozy, but you also have the ear cushions with the sports material. I stinking love these. They're very breathable. They stay cool on your head. Pleather line on the inside to lock that sound in there. Plenty of depth and plenty of size on these guys. Very, very plush. And when you put this headset on your head, it is nice. It's like right there. It's below a medium clamping force. It's very comfortable on your head. I'm not getting, it does lean forward a little bit here because you don't have that swivel, right? But with these ear cushions, it really compromises for that. Again, with that lack of swivel on this guy, plenty of adjustment. Ear pads go in and out and everything, and plenty of adjustment, but that lack of swivel, you all know this design with the forks right here, it's a real stinker that we don't have swivel. But again, with this headset being lighter and with that light clamping force, and these ear cushions, it really is a nice combination and very, very cozy. Now coming over to Logitech Gpro headset here, a little bit different than that. As similar as they look, and I'm probably jumping ahead talking about build, but number one, you can look at those forks straight up there, and they're much thicker than the HyperX ones. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? They're both metal, so I don't think you really got to worry about them, but you can feel the increased weight on these. Not saying they're like drastically heavy, but you can just tell they are heavy. By the way, the ear pads, these are the only ones they come with. Fully pleather, plenty of depth, plenty plush right there, and plenty big. My ears don't touch the drivers or anything, but again, all pleather. So my ears get mighty spicy in these guys. Again, going back to the cloth ones over here, I stinking love. Also, talking about putting this guy on your head. It's not tight, so let's not go that route, but they are tighter than the Alpha S. But again, with these ear cushions and everything, they're a little bit looser right there. These guys, I do feel them being a little bit tighter, a little more firm towards the front. So on my jawline right here, I feel a little bit more pressure. Nothing like unbearable or deal breaking by any means, but again, I can notice a difference from this to this. And as far as the headbands on both sets right here, they're pretty much spot on. The HyperX one is more like that pillow plushness, right? Come over here to the Logitech one. As you can see, it kind of holds its position a little bit. You kind of have that firmer memory foam. So again, it takes a little while to sit in there and then holds its spot. The HyperX one, again, is much more softer. Now, as I stated earlier, as far as the adjustability on both headsets here, pretty much the exact same. You got the metal fork that goes goes in and out, holds its position fairly nice. No swivel on either of them, but again, your ear cups do go in and out right there. The biggest stinker, I can keep going on and on about these. Y'all know I need and love my swivel. Neither of these have that. And that brings us right into the build right here. As you can see, as far as style and build, they both pretty much look the same, right? The HyperX has a couple holes cut out on their forks right there, and the Logitech has the metal logo right on the ear cup right here. But other than that, ear cups are plastic. The headband with the forks metal going to plastic up there. They look the stinking same. Where you can see something very different is that wire coming from the cup into the headset. The Logitech has a nice little springy one inside. HyperX one just kind of hangs out here. So that, you know, I don't know, maybe nitpicking here probably, but just watch. Maybe if you catch something on that, it could tear out. I feel like the Logitech one is tucked in there a little bit better. But as far as durability, I mean, you can twist these HyperX ones up easy, stinking breezy, no worry whatsoever. Coming over to the Logitech one, same right here. Bending, flexing, you can hear it kind of popping up in there with that metal, but I don't get worried at all. Nothing is an issue right here. Now, the metal forks are going into plastic into the headband, and then plastic around the ear cups right here. So that's the one thing I always state with this type of design headset is constantly setting it down over time, or if you drop it, if that little plastic notch breaks right there, headset's kind of kaputs. All right, so now I want to talk about features, functions, and actually using these headsets here. Again, I tested these on every single platform, whether it be Mac, editing videos, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, PS4, and the PC, extensive gaming and music right there, and then again on my Mac doing videos. Now, both of these primarily, again, you connect by the USB dongle right here. So you can also go 3.5 with both of them, which is the only way they work on Xbox. Every other device you can go USB, but as far as Xbox, no USB, so you have to go 3.5 again with your detachable cable on the HyperX or your detachable cable on the Logitech. The cool thing about the detachable cable for the Logitech is you still have those volume controls right there in your mic mute. As far as on the HyperX, you gotta go through your system. Now, the Logitech does also come with a splitter right here, which I really don't think you need because your microphone works through the USB, and I believe majority of us are gonna be using them through USB, but again, the Logitech comes with a splitter, the HyperX does not. So let's talk about connecting them to USB, to any of those devices, by the way, and starting with the HyperX. Again, you have your audio controls right on here. You have your mic mute button, volume up, down, chat, and then game volume, and then your 7.1 active there. And again, it goes USB into your device, and then 3.5 into this guy, and then into your headset. And you do have HyperX software for this, but I believe it just controls the microphone. There's nothing else to adjust in it. It's just that right there. Now, coming over to the Logitech, this guy is awesome because you get to take advantage of the G Hub software right there. You can adjust the EQ, do different mic settings, and then again your EQ and preset sound settings if you want, create your own, and that's where the Logitech really shines. Being able to adjust it, because again, we're going to talk about sound here coming up next, and I can say it sounds like this, sounds like that, but you all know you got the EQ adjustment. You can really dial it in to your preferred setting. Also, one other thing, talking about the wires and everything here, as you can tell, the HyperX wires are much thicker than the Logitech ones here. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's got to be up to you. Are you rough with your stuff, right? Then maybe the HyperX cable is going to be better for you. Me personally, I like the Logitech one because it's just lightweight and small right there. You know, I'm pretty careful with my stuff, so I do like the lightweight cable over the big, thick, heavy-duty one. All right, so let's jump into the next topic that I know we all want to talk about here, maybe the most important, and that is the sound comparison between both of these headsets. And I want to start off with the HyperX Cloud Alpha S right here. These guys are using 50mm drivers with a frequency range of 13 to 27. 13 being your low end with your bass, 27 being your high end with your highs. So right there, straight out the gate, that's a big difference than what we usually see in most gaming headsets. Most gaming headsets are 20 to 20,000, which is pretty much your standard right there, and it does sound good, but that's usually what you see. So coming over to this with 13 to 27, you're really stepping into that like audiophile or headphone range right there. That's what you're getting with these, and it really does stand out. It truly does. You're getting a real natural, balanced, where everything really gets to shine right there. You're not getting too much bass, not getting too much highs. You get that environment, but you still get that detail. Fantastic for competitive games, really fantastic for competitive games. But the other thing about the Alpha S that's really cool is you have the dual chamber drivers right there that again let everything kind of go itself. So you got that frequency range and you got that where nothing's really interrupting your highs or your mids or your bass or anything. Really cool there. And of course, the one thing that catches your mind are these bass sliders back here. Open them all the way up to get full bass and close them to cut the bass off. Now, as I stated in my main review, don't take these bass sliders as like I don't know, maybe like a bass boost button. Don't take it like that, you know what I mean? Because again, when you open them up to get all that bass, it's not like, you know, some Beats headphones where it's gonna shake on your head. I like to think of it as like an EQ immersion adjustment, or like the body of your sound, you know what I mean? So when you open them up, you get more body in it, more bass. Your sound, your environment and everything is a little more full, I guess, you know? When you close it, it cuts all that off, and again, it's kind of focused. I want to say it's focused around the highs, but it's just, I don't know, it doesn't, when you fully close it, it doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound good at all, because again, it just sounds distant. And again, like you closed off all the other sounds. My preferred setting is halfway right there. Very nice and balanced. You get some of that bass, you know, just kind of brought out, put a little more body into your sound, give you some of that immersion. But again, when you combine all that, the dual chamber drivers, the frequency range, 50mm drivers, and everything, it really works out, and you get such a nice, detailed, crisp, natural sound. So if you like that headphone sound, and that's kind of like what you're looking for right there, every time when I was using these, you know what kept coming to my mind is Beyerdynamic. Do these sound exactly like Beyerdynamic? No, not at all, not at all. You know, I know a lot of you know the 990s or 770s, you know, I'm not a big fan of those, honestly. But I kept comparing these two. That's kind of what I came to with these. This sounds like a budget Beyerdynamic, you know what I mean? I like these better than the Beyerdynamics, to be honest with you. But the Beyerdynamics are a little focused on highs. I'm getting way off track right here. But again, this was a really nice, rounded, balanced, clear sound. Very nice, again, for any type of game, especially competitive games is where I put this if you need those footsteps, Rainbow Six and stuff. All right, so now let's go on and talk about the Logitech Gpro headset right here. 50mm drivers with the frequency range of that 20 to 20,000 like we see on most gaming headsets, right? So right there, you're probably thinking, especially how highly I just talked about those, you're gonna think, okay, bust right here, you know? But let me tell you what, again, I was using these connected by USB into there. You can adjust them on the software, so I don't really got to talk too much about detail. I will, but again, going to that USB, even on Xbox 3.5, holy sweet scrambled bananas. I mean, these things were amazing. They sounded so good. I play a lot of Call of Duty, Rogue Company, and multiple other games. Dauntless. I've been really hooked into Dauntless lately. Good night, I love that game. But anyways, the detail, the immersion, the punch, the body, everything about this sounded so good. And it really just boggled my mind, right? Because again, you know, I'm tested. I didn't just go back to my old reviews checking these headsets out. That's not how I do my comparisons. I take both headsets out and do extensive testing with them, again, on every single platform so I can talk about them fresh. Because y'all know I don't script, so again, I kind of got to have my mindset right here, you know? But the whole time I was testing these, I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Something's not right. Like, seriously, that was going through my head. I'm testing the HyperX. I'm like, then I put these, and I'm like, all right, something's going on. Because these are not shining as much as these as far as in sound. So I'm getting into the HyperX and making sure I got all my settings set right in Windows or my console or whatever it may be, plugging these in. I was like, all right, do I got something active here that's making this this sound really a little more potent? I really started digging through all of my settings on every platform, especially PC. I'm like, I got to give this a fair comparison. I can't have some sort of enhancement on one and not the other, you know what I mean? But I couldn't find anything. It just really blew me away as far as the sound on these guys. Now again, don't think I'm over here trashing the Alpha S. That's not what I'm doing. They're different sounds, but again, me personally, I'm gonna have my preference, and that's what I'm gonna give you right here. I just wanna tell you about both of them, but I will give you my preference. So talking to Logitech Gpro, again, sound staging and the details right there. Again, you can go into EQ and adjust it however you would like, save it to the dongle, and then create your own profiles and all that. But as far as the Logitech one, it was detailed with highs, very, very punchy on the bass, not muddy or rumbly or overtaking anything, not by any means, but very nice and immersive. That goes for games and music, just very detailed and punchy. It sounded so nice. And when I put these on, it was just like, wow, I was sucked into the game. I mean, the detail, even on competitive games, Call of Duty, I caught the footsteps coming everywhere. Now, sure, if a score streak or something like that was coming over, I feel like the bass and that body kind of drowned everything out for a split second. I mean, I could still hear people, but again, that really, I guess, aggressive sound would kind of be prominent there. Coming over to the Alpha S, kind of talking that comparison, this was always that balanced sound, very natural. You still had your immersion and everything, but when I'm comparing it to this one, these guys make these look like there's no immersion. As crazy as that sounds, you know what I mean? But again, this, you always got that natural, crisp, true sound. Over here, you got that really punchy, detailed, I don't know if I want to call it like gamer sound. That sounds kind of bad, you know what I mean? But immersive sound. Again, I compare these to like headphones. You know, another good example that kept coming through my head that some of you might be able to relate to. Again, let's talk the Bayer Dynamics over here with the Alpha S. Y'all know my favorite pair of headphones are the Audio-Technica ATH M50X. I use those constantly for video editing and gaming. And that's where I put these. I put this in the Audio-Technica ATH M50X sound, and these in the Bayer Dynamic sound, if we're gonna compare them to headphones. You know, just trying to make examples here so you guys can hopefully follow me, you know what I mean? But that's where I put it, and I can go on and on about this, but I can't stress enough how much the Logitech Gpro just, I mean, it blew me away. I wanted to constantly use these. Like, they sounded so good. Every time I went back testing, well, what's going on here? I wanted to take the Alpha S off and put back onto Logitech. It was that good. Now I want to talk about one other number as far as these headsets, and I usually don't flood my videos with numbers or heck even talk about this in any of my other headset reviews because I just usually don't think it matters. But with this drastic of a difference here, again trying to pinpoint where that difference is coming from, the Alpha S is 65 ohms and the Logitech is 35 ohms. So when we talk about ohms, that's how much it takes to actually drive and push your headphones there. Talking about, you know, like a studio pair of headphones or a Bayer Dynamic, 250 ohms, you usually need an amp for those, right? So if you take something like that and plug it into your controller or say a Switch or a mobile device, you're not gonna get any sound. It's just gonna sound like really low volume, right? So that's pretty much ohms. So if you take a headset like that and put it into something that's gonna sound really low, but then if you take something with lower ohms, you know, 20s, 35s, whatever, it's gonna sound really loud and punchy in there. So that's pretty much where this majority of difference is coming from. Number one, the higher frequency over here, and then the higher ohms. So that's why it's toned down a little bit, more focused, a lot more around details. When these guys with lower ohms, and again, that lower range, you're getting a lot more body and punch into it. So that's pretty much where we're getting the majority of the difference right there. I usually don't like talking about those numbers because usually it doesn't matter. We're gonna be plugging them into our console and playing a game, you know? But please, again, like I stated, just pick that apart and that's pretty much how you can decipher the difference. All right, so I went way into that sound right there. Hopefully you guys could follow me, but I think that's the basic, the strongest point between a comparison of headsets we gotta talk about is that sound. And I've done many comparisons before and I've never had anything this drastic, in my opinion at least, you know what I mean? Again, you can take this sound and you take all this comfort, you take it and pick it apart. But me, testing them, I'm gonna give you my opinion right here. And again, I've done many comparisons and nothing really was like, oh man, I love this one much better than that one as far as sound. But I can sit here again and go on and on. The Logitech one is a clear winner for me in sound, but please do take it and pick it apart as far as what you prefer right there. But wow, the Logitech is just wow. All right, we are now using a microphone on a HyperX Cloud Alpha S. As you can see, it is detachable microphone with the included windscreen. You have the inline controls on this device as well, where you can control your game to chat volume, whichever one you want more, and then you have that mute button right on the side right there. We are connected by USB right now, and again, we do have the included windscreen on. All right, we are now using a microphone on the Logitech Gpro headset here. Again, detachable microphone with an included windscreen, inline controls, but on this guy, you can only control the volume of your game, and then you have your mic mute switch right there. We are also connected by USB. Now, one thing I did notice as far as doing the comparison of both of these mics, just as far as build of the mic, the microphone on the Alpha S just feels much bigger and girthy. I mean, size doesn't always matter, you know what I mean? But again, when we kind of wrap up the sound test of both of these mics, I do have to give, I don't know, maybe a slight, very slight advantage to the Alpha S. I mean, both of these mics sound incredible in my opinion, but I think the Alpha S is just a little bit more balanced right there. I feel like the Logitech is picking up just a little bit of P's and T's, but again, both of them I think are phenomenal. All right, so let's go on and conclude this comparison right here. I don't even know if we can really like pick a winner. You know, that sounds so cheesy, you know what I mean? I can tell you all day long, easy pick. Which one would I buy? The Logitech. Simple as that. I would go Logitech, and I would recommend the Logitech after doing this comparison. And if you watched either of my videos, my standalone reviews on these, I love both of these headsets. I recently did the Alpha S, stinking love them, amazing. But it's been about, I don't know, maybe a year since I used these, and taking them out, just feeling that again was awesome. And all day long, this gets my recommendation. But again, I'm not trashing this. I think the Alpha S is still awesome. The way I would like to put it here, say you listen to you listen to lots of music with your gaming headset, right? Say you play a lot of competitive games, say Fortnite or Rainbow Six, something that you really need to be focused on, more or less like that balanced sound where you get those footsteps and still some of the environment. I'd say Alpha S right there. That's not saying you can't play competitive games with the Logitech. I play mainly Call of Duty, Rogue Company, like I stated earlier and stuff, and I'm always focused on footsteps, and I hear them right here. But again, on occasion here and there, you know, you kind of miss maybe that one footstep that could cost you the game. I don't know. I guess if you're that serious, you know. But like I stated earlier, easy recommendation for me all day long is Logitech Gpro. Going right into price right here. The Alpha S currently is $130. Regular MSRP, these are regular MSRPs by the way, Gpro is $100. So $130, $100, you're talking $30 cheaper already. Right now, currently, since I've checked filming this, you can get the Logitech Gpro for 90 bucks. Fantastic deal. Even at 100 bucks, fantastic deal. The extra 30 bucks on the Alpha S, I don't really think it's anything like as far as, are you paying extra for that sound and stuff? I guess sure with that detail, but I think the accessories with the Alpha S also speak that, the replacement pads and stuff like that, the fancy control box, I think that kind of stuff. But as far as build and all that stuff, they both pretty much scream the exact same. The biggest thing I would focus on is that sound. Which one suits you? All day long, I'm telling you, get this Gpro and I think you will be very happy. But again, pick the review apart and decide what's gonna suit for you. All right, so wow. Hopefully I was able to help you out right there with this comparison somewhat. You know, again, it was a real mind blower and really shocked me. I honestly expected the Alpha S to take the cake by a long shot here, you know what I mean? Not using these after a while, but wow, what a shocker. I stinking love this headset. I want to use it even after this review. Let me know if you use it and what you think about it as well. And also, don't forget to go check out this hot Techne merch right here. I mean, you got to check this stuff out. Again, use code Techne on keepnerd.com. Links right down in the description. But again, hopefully I was able to help you out right here, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more future tech videos. Hey, I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye now.